I showed you the Pitman arm and the drag link, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We need a way to steer this thing, and I had an extra 78 Ford F-150 pickup truck steering column upstairs that I'd taken out of an earlier project. I brought it down, stripped all the stuff off from it. It was a column shift unit. I took the levers off, ground all the bosses off, took the gear shift selector off the bottom, put it all back together again, and I put it back together with a sport wheel from a Mercury about that same vintage. This is a deep dish, a little smaller in diameter, and hooked it up with a rag joint, regular Ford rag joint. Went right on the Mustang box, and it went right on the bottom of this column. And I anchored the column to the dash on the inside with a column drop that I had built previously. It was a little too long, so I shortened it. I redid it and shortened it. This got the wheel up a little bit. More clearance between your lap and the seat. It can still go up some more if it has to, but I'm going to try and use it in that position. Depends on the seat types we end up with. And I put the seats in just for the heck of it so that we could show a seating position. The seating position is kind of about where I figured it was going to be. The floor is fairly flat, and the wheel is down a little bit, not with your feet stretched out. This will have swing pedals, so that might be a little bit of a test with swing pedals. I might have to get that up a little bit more, but it steers real good. The accelerator pedal we got to shove up to the next hole in the firewall. That's up too low because the body's low, but that's just a matter of unbolting it and shoving it up to that hole and drilling a hole over here, and that'll take care of that. The project at this point is we've turned it around, and we're basically getting ready to fit the motor and transmission to it. We have to fabricate motor mounts, and in preparation of doing that, I started finishing putting this motor together. This is the motor that Jess Halen did 19 years ago, that Bill had in his garage for about 19 of those years or thereabouts. And I had to do a bunch of things to it. I pre-lubed it, refitted the pan, put all the seals in it. Oil pump was loose, oil pickup was off. I refitted those, put water pumps on the front, all new gaskets, put the front timing cover on, built a new pointer, redid the Woodruff key on the crank. It was loose, now it's tight, so it'll time correctly. Decided that we had two complete sets of clutches. One clutch set is for a great big truck, in fine shape but way too heavy to run on this motor in this vehicle. Kind of like a big heavy pendulum, if you will. Too much mass to turn. But he had a passenger car flywheel, which we just put on with the help of Jake and Brian here. This is drilled for a 9.5-inch clutch, and ultimately I hope I can find a 9.5-inch disc, inch and a 1/16 10 spline, and an Auburn style pressure plate for it. I think that was kind of common on flat motors back around the 50s, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. But this is pretty much ready to go. I put the motor plate on top so I could move it around. I've been fitting the bell housing. The bell housing is not quite fit the way I want it. I'm squeezing it like an egg, trying to get the little better fit of the bell housing to the bolts on the block, and it almost fits, but I got a little bit more to do to it. I may have to drill out a couple of holes to get a little bit of clearance, but other than that way, it's coming along pretty good. That's about it to date. As soon as I get the bell housing mounted, we're going to put my 4-speed top loader on it, and that will actually be a unit. We're not going to bother with the heads or the intake. We just have a block and a transmission. We know where everything goes. And we're going to slide it in the front of the truck, or more appropriately, slide the truck under it, because this is gonna be right here in this position to work with until we're ready to do that. And we have the transmission mount already in the frame. It's just a matter of where it goes. It slides back and forth in the frame real easy, and it's a matter of determining the spacing on the front water pumps, because these are the engine mounts, and I have to build little pads, little right angle pads on the front of the frame rail at the height that we figure we need to get the angle and the position that we need. So that's basically it at this point. As soon as I finish the flywheel, I'm gonna dig out that transmission and mount it behind it, and then it's just a matter of rolling that thing up here and setting it down slow but sure, and just kind of finding that position, and then make some front mounts and fabricate them and weld them in. Then we'll have an engine and transmission in the car, with a lot more to do yet.